my kind and inquisitive Virgo friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Virgo, there's a certain pressure that has been building just beneath the surface. You might notice it in the pauses between your words, or in the way your thoughts keep circling back to a specific concern. It's the quiet tension of wanting to do what's right without being entirely sure what that means right now. Maybe your heart feels pulled between the urge to defend your boundaries and the wish to keep everything peaceful. There's a restlessness, a low hum of anticipation, as if you're waiting for something to shift, either within you or around you. You're not seeking conflict, but you sense that holding your ground matters more than usual this week. There's an underlying current of hope, too, that by meeting this tension head-on, you'll find a new sense of clarity about what you truly need. And yet there's a vulnerability here, tucked away where no one else can see. It's the feeling that if you let your guard down, even for a moment, you might lose the progress you've made. This isn't a week of dramatic gestures, Virgo. It's a week when the smallest moments of resolve carry more weight than they usually do. You find yourself at a crossroads of conviction and fatigue. The 7 of Wands speaks to a time when you've been asked to stand up for something you believe in, even if it means risking misunderstanding or resistance from others. There's a sense that you're defending your choices, maybe even your own sense of self-worth, against pressures that seem to come from every direction. You might feel as if you're holding a line that keeps shifting, never quite able to relax your vigilance. It's not about being combative or aggressive, it's more about refusing to be swept away by expectations that don't fit you anymore. This inner state isn't always comfortable. It can leave you feeling exposed or isolated, especially if it seems like others just don't see things the way you do. And yet beneath the strain there's a quiet pride. You know you've come this far not by chance, but by choosing again and again to honor what matters most to you. Each time you say no to something that doesn't feel right, it's a small act of courage. But even courage can be tiring when it feels like you're carrying it alone. There's an undercurrent of yearning here, a wish for someone to understand, or for the world to offer reassurance that you're not alone in what you're facing. Even so, you keep going. You draw strength from the memory of other times you've stood your ground and found, eventually, that the world didn't collapse. In fact, sometimes it shifted just enough to meet you where you were. This week, your inner posture is one of alertness, yes, but also determination. You're not looking for a fight, but you're not turning away from what needs to be said or done either. Your emotions may fluctuate, pride mingling with doubt, fatigue blending with resolve, but beneath it all is the steady drumbeat of your own integrity. You may not have all the answers, but you trust that by holding true to yourself you'll find the clarity you seek. From this place of firm resolve, the shape of your path starts to reveal itself. The tension you're carrying isn't just a burden, it's also a kind of compass. Each moment you choose to stand by your values, you set new events in motion. The world responds, sometimes with resistance, sometimes with unexpected support. You begin to notice how your inner state shapes what unfolds around you, and how the choices you make ripple outward, creating new possibilities and pressures alike. Now, the 3 of Wands enters the picture. There's a sense of momentum building, almost as if the energy you've been investing in defending your position is now carrying you forward whether you're ready or not. You might feel a pull to look beyond the immediate struggle, to scan the horizon for signs of what's coming next. This is where the friction appears, not just from others but from the unknown itself. Events seem to gather speed, and the decisions you make this week feel weightier, more significant than usual. There could be moments when you sense opportunity just out of reach, projects, plans, or relationships that beckon with the promise of growth, even as they ask more of you than you expected. The pressures are real. You may find that others expect you to take the lead or set the tone, and with that comes a certain responsibility. At times, it might feel like you're balancing on the edge between what you've already built and what you hope to create. The momentum is palpable, but so is the uncertainty. You're aware that stepping forward means leaving something behind, maybe an old comfort, a familiar routine, or even a belief about yourself that no longer fits. The friction isn't necessarily conflict. Sometimes it's simply the discomfort of stretching into a new phase, of letting go of what you've outgrown. As you move through the week, you might notice how your perspective shifts. What once felt like an obstacle now looks more like a stepping stone. The pressures don't disappear, but you start to recognize them as part of the process. Each choice you make, no matter how small, becomes a thread in the unfolding tapestry of your life. And as the days pass, you begin to sense that you're not just reacting to events, you're actively shaping them, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Yet none of this momentum guarantees transformation. The true potential of this week depends on how you show up to each moment, how willing you are to engage with what's uncomfortable and unknown. It's not enough for events to simply carry you along. Growth asks for your presence, your curiosity, and your willingness to meet each experience without shrinking back. The possibility of real change rests in your hands, waiting for you to claim it, not through force but through conscious attention. The magician stands quietly at the threshold of your potential. There's no promise of instant mastery or sudden breakthroughs. Instead, there's an invitation to recognize what's already within you, the skills, the insights, the quiet resourcefulness that have carried you this far. This card doesn't shout, it simply opens a door. You begin to realize that the tensions and pressures you faced are not obstacles to your growth, but raw materials. The moments of resolve, the choices to hold your ground, the willingness to look ahead and take a step into the unknown, all of these have prepared you for something more. This week holds the possibility of a subtle but powerful shift. As you engage with the challenges before you, there's a chance to see yourself differently, not as someone who's just surviving, but as someone who can shape their own experience with intention. It's not about controlling outcomes or forcing things to happen. Rather, it's about trusting your own capacity to respond, adapt, and create meaning from whatever comes your way. There's a quiet magic in this approach, a sense that by meeting each moment as it is, you unlock new possibilities that might have seemed out of reach before. The magician's invitation is simple, to notice what you can do with what you have right now. This isn't a test of willpower or a demand for perfection. It's a gentle reminder that your presence, your choices, and your perspective are enough to make a difference. Growth isn't measured by dramatic leaps, but by the steady accumulation of small acts of engagement, each one building on the last. As the week unfolds, the threads of your story begin to weave together. The Seven of Wands brought you face to face with your own resilience, the willingness to stand your ground when it mattered most. The Three of Wands offered a glimpse of what happens when that resilience sets new events in motion, carrying you forward into unfamiliar territory. And the magician quietly showed you that every moment of tension, every act of resolve, contains within it the seeds of your own transformation. You are not defined by the pressures you face, nor by the uncertainties that lie ahead. Instead, you are shaped by the way you meet each experience, with honesty, presence, and a willingness to learn. This week, the journey is not about winning or proving anything to anyone. It's about noticing the quiet strength that emerges when you show up fully, even when things feel uncertain. The world may not offer clear answers, but it does offer opportunities for you to see yourself in a new light. And through it all, there is reassurance. You have what you need to navigate these days with grace. Even in moments of doubt, your own presence is a steady anchor. You are not alone on this path. The challenges you face are simply invitations to discover more about who you are and what you're capable of becoming. Actionable insights for Virgo this week. When things feel tense, you could try pausing for a few breaths before responding. It might be helpful to notice one thing each day that feels genuinely important to you. Let yourself take up space in small ways, even if it feels unfamiliar. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am steady, even when the world feels uncertain. My voice matters and I hear myself clearly. Every choice I make comes from care and intention. I trust myself to shape this week as it comes. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.